Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I've left this video very late. I mean, we're about 3 hours from kick-off since I'm recording this video. God knows when it'll actually be out. But it is the day of days. It is the Scottish Cup final. Celtic take on Hearts at Hampden today. And what could be the day where Celtic secure a very incredible achievement, which would be the treble. There is still 90 minutes to play through, perhaps extra time and penalties. But today could be a massive day in the history of Celtic where we thought the double treble was good, we thought the invincible treble was good, but we can make it one better and we can do something that will probably never be repeated again in our lifetimes, and that is a treble. I mean, if it does happen again in our lifetimes, I would be very surprised. The foundations were laid by Brendan Rodgers this season, and Neil Lennon has the chance to be the one to bring it home after a season of ups and downs for Celtic. This is the conclusion of what has been nothing but, at points a shit show of a season. How things have been crazy. Yes, at the end of the day, we won the league. We won the League Cup. We could win the Scottish Cup. By new standards, yes, it's a success, but the consequences that came along with this success this season is unbelievable. We lost our manager. We started poorly. Players have been ravaged by injury. It's been a difficult one, and yes, I've got a squeaky chair. It's been a difficult one, but you know what? This Celtic team, they should take a bow, and perhaps at points you can sit down and say this is the most impressive of the 3 seasons, because this season we've dealt with so many problems and yet we've still went and perhaps maybe after the day won a treble. It has been a great season on those terms, but we made the best of a bad situation, let's put it that way. But we're here to talk about the game today, not the season behind us, as we go to Hampden to take on Hearts. Final game this season, and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling pretty optimistic heading into this cup final. Cup finals usually bring a little bit of apprehension, a little bit of nervousness when you head into them. Obviously we took on Hearts last week in the league where we beat them 2-1, where we played, a reserve side. We even seen the likes of Carmichael Dembele get on the park. Hearts also played a weekend side as well, so it wasn't the greatest indication of what to expect from today. You could look at that game last week and go, well, we were all over them, we beat them, we should be doing the same this week. But the two teams were vastly different from what they're going to be today. The starting 11s are going to be completely different. So I think last week has no indication as to whether or not that will happen again today at Hampden. There's a lot of things that can come up in this game. It's a cup final. Both teams are going to turn up differently on the day of a cup final. You do not get your typical week in, week out performance with any side when it comes to a cup final, whether it be Celtic, Hearts, Rangers, Aberdeen, Manchester City, Watford. It could be anybody. Everybody wants to turn up and play a completely different brand of football. Granted, we are playing Craig Levein. Craig Levein has been, very stale throughout his career when it comes to football and tactics, and very predictable when it comes to his football and tactics, and usually that is just defend. But we're also looking at the man here who ended our 63 match winning run with a 4-0 win over us just over a year ago now, I think, which was crazy. We're looking at a man who at the start of this season outplayed us on the park in the opening day, which wasn't the greatest of confidence boosts after being knocked out the Champions League and to start our domestic season. We're looking at a man who can, sometimes offer a surprise and sometimes gets his team to turn up against our team and blow us out the water. He has done a couple of times. The performances when Hearts have beaten us under Craig Levein have been humiliating performances from Celtic. We've not been good, we've not turned up, and that is what we need to avoid today. I was listening to the Super Scoreboard from last night, this morning, and not to quote Hugh Keevins again because I do it a lot on this channel, but he was saying the only problem Celtic have got for this cup final is the potential chance of tiredness, and that is because of, in his words, some of the players being to the well one too many times. Now, I'm a firm believer that if you get to a cup final, no matter how many you've been to, you still play the best potential game of football you can possibly play. You're in a cup final, have a chance to win a medal, a chance to enhance your career, a chance to impress every fan and give them a great day, a chance to enhance the club's reputation. My opinion is you turn up to every cup final like you turn up to your first. But he has got a valid point. You can see players who have been performing well and exceptionally well over the last 3 seasons start to fade out a little bit with tiredness. It's true. And today is not a day to be tired. Today is a day to turn up and play your absolute best football. From front to back, from left to right. You know, look at the likes of Scott Sinclair, who's not looked anything like himself in that first season he was at Celtic. Callum McGregor over the past few weeks hasn't been the standard of what he was for the rest of this season. Scott Brown, definitely not the standard of what he was last season. Still puts in a shift, but not to that standard. This season and today's game has sometimes heavily relied on James Forrest. Yes, Callum McGregor as well, put him aside a moment, but James Forrest has been the magic man. And James Forrest is the man we need to, I believe, rely on today. Had a rest last week, he's coming at this game fresh. I think James Forrest could be the game changer in today's match. Now, how defensive are Hearts going to set up in a cup final? Will it be the usual 10 men behind the ball sort of situation? I don't know. It's a cup final. At the end of the day, I believe that if Hearts want any chance of winning, their best tactic, in my eyes, is to go at Celtic. To firmly go at Celtic. To push them harder than they've ever pushed them before. Because it's been proven against any side in Europe of any standard. It's been proven against Rangers numerous times this season that Celtic's worst performances have came when teams have directly attacked Celtic and put them under pressure. For me, that's Hearts' best chance today. Now, that also gives us the opportunity to counter their game, try and get up the park, go for a counter-attack and get ourselves a goal. And I don't believe Craig Levein will be a big fan of that. But, in my opinion, Craig Levein will be thinking to himself, let's go at Celtic today like we did that day we beat them 4-0 and like we did at the start of the season. Because, in my eyes, that's firmly their best chance of beating us today. If they don't go at us, for me, Celtic can win 3 or 4-0. Hearts are not a spectacular side. Their end of the season has been terrible. Within the split, I don't even know if they won a fucking game. They have been shocking. They managed to slip all season after starting so well, but through obviously all these injuries, to give them credit, they slipped hard. And they fell beneath Hibs, which looked impossible at a point. Things just did not go right for Hearts within the second half of the season. And for me, if we turn up and play our best football, which we should because it's a cup final, the way we turned up at Hampden against Aberdeen only a month ago, when we turned up in the semi-final, we thrashed them 3-0, we destroyed them, we were all over them from start to finish. If we turn up and do that today, because it's a cup final, which we should, no matter who's in charge, Neil Lennon, Brendan Rodgers, Rafa Benitez, or John Kennedy, anybody, we should be playing from start to finish like that performance, and we should be going out to hurt them. So unless Hearts come at us today and we bring out that performance, we can win 3 or 4-0 in my eyes. There's no reason why not. I'm not saying we're going to win 3 or 4-0, that's not my prediction. God, no. Don't take it out of context. Don't be memeing me if Hearts go and win this cup final. But all I'm saying is we have the squad, the quality, the momentum to go and do that. We're off the back of lifting the league title. And also it's a very special day in the fact we remember Billy McNeil and Stevie Chalmers. Today is a cup final that means a lot. And I think all 11 players in the park should know that. And all 11 players in the park should be pushing their hardest to make sure we comfortably win this. And there's no risk of fucking up a treble. Look, if we win a treble, I'll happily go next year and win 1 trophy and that's the league title. Happily. Our success has been of unbelievable levels. Something I never thought we'd see, and to be fair, I think I've had my fill of the pie. I could go more pie. I'm not saying I'm finished with the pie. I'm saying keep it coming, but I'm not going to be angry if I don't get any more. What a great fucking bit of symbolism to use there. If I have to predict my team for today, now Tierney could play. We're hearing he should be fit, despite going to get an operation for this double hernia. And he'll miss the Scotland game. So if I have to predict my team, I'm going to say Bain in goals. Of course, I think Lustig will start potentially his last game for Celtic at right back. I think it's going to be Simunovic and Ayer. They've been the regulars, despite Benkovic playing last week. Tierney, I think, will start left back. Don't see him playing the whole 90, but I think he will start. He'll probably get a few knocks. Hearts can be dirty, and they probably will force Tierney to go off. Tierney, though, I believe on the right. I think it'll be Forrest on the left. I think it'll be Sinclair, Brown, McGregor, and I think Rogic is going to make up the middle 3. And then up front should be Odsonne Edouard. For me, that's the team. I think it's a team that would, if it turn up, can blow them out the water. And my prediction, I'm going to go for 2-0 Celtic. Although, if we start well, if we get the first goal, if Hearts refuse to go at us in an attacking manner, it could be more. But I'm going to go for 2-0 to take the safe bet, and hopefully it's another cup, another party coming home to Celtic to make up what has been a magnificent 3 years despite the problems this year. A magnificent 3 years at Celtic. Let me know your opinions in the comments below. If you've enjoyed, like and subscribe if you're new as well. And I'll see you all next time.